Good evening, race fans. Welcome back to Sim Racing Nation's Grand Sport World Tour. This is week 4. We are at Catalunya, Circuit de Catalunya. This 2.8 mile track. We're doing 18 laps tonight. While we're loading here, I will just throw an overlay of the track. Not sure if this is up to date or not. I found it on the interwebs. Little bit of bad news for tonight. Yours truly, Elvis, Resident Elvis, will not have a drink cam. If I did, it would be kind of boring because I am drinking water tonight. More about that in a minute. Turn 1, we've got 16 turns on this lovely little track. Most notably, do I have my whiteboard on? Yes, I do. Most notably, this little section. Ooh, it's not locked in place. Anyway, turn 14, 15, quite hairy. Turn 10, hard braking, tight corner. Big long straightaway in the sucker as we start the formation lap. I have no idea who's on pole, so I believe. Ooh, that's not right. I believe we have Demon Child on pole. With him on first row is our Flight 602. Second row we have Cold Blue Steel 49. The Metronome starting in fourth. Sierra XR8 on the third row. Yan San San starting 6 on the third row. Whoa, look at that jump. Shiva Mike starting in 7th. Hendrick 86 starting in 8th. Terminator TJM starting 9th. Schleprock in 10th. And you know what? That is it for this evening. We only had 10 show up tonight. And don't ask me why I'm going all the way to the back to view the start of this race. We'll jump right up front as they are now coming through that tight hairpin on turn 10. And this is the 13, 14, 15 that I'd mentioned earlier. Wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of course cutting. That's a tight narrow area to get through. As they come around turn 16, all lined up to get this race underway. Demon Child holding them back. He has discretion on when the green light or the green flag flies. And here we go. Lap 1 of this 18 race as Demon Child jumps out to a bit of a start. He's got the edge on that, of course, because he gets to choose when they go. So he can surprise them as, contact going into turn 1, side by side going through turn 2 and into turn 3. Demon Child has lost that position to Cold Blue Steel, who has jumped out to a commanding lead. I think it probably had something to do with that bumping going on in turn 1. Flight making his way up into second, battling for that second spot with Demon Child, and gets it. Followed very closely by, is that Yan San San, or that's Sierra XR8 behind Demon Child now in 4th. As they come through turn 7 and 8, up to the kink that is 9. It looks like, what a terrible camera angle. I think they're driving up the side of a wall, but wow. Somebody thought that was artsy fartsy as they dive into turn 10. That big iconic turn with that giant Circuit de Catalunya painted on the inside of all those turns. A little bit of drifting, slide cars. Oh, big slide from Cold Blue Steel as he enters into turn 14. Demon Child putting a little bit of pressure back onto, geez, some Flight. Sorry about that, folks. I will get this right before the end of the series, I promise. Hard braking into turn 1 from that long straightaway. Cold Blue Steel throwing that Camaro around the corners, not leaving any of it. As Flight trying to put pressure now on Cold Blue Steel. That Porsche is really working well for him tonight. It's kind of actually nice to see different people battling for top position. As they make their way through turns 7 and 8. A little bit of bumping between the BMWs back there. Well, Sierra's one of them, I believe. Let's take a quick jaunt back there and see who Sierra is battling with. Yan San San. He's awfully dirty. Oh, 3 of them contact to the BMW of the Metronome. Like I said, one of these days I'll get that right. So that's a good little battle between Sierra, Yan San San, and Metronome. 3 BMWs in a row. Giving each other a little bit of rubbing. Like I was saying, no drinking for yours truly tonight. It's going to be a sober race, drinking water. Have some medication that I'm on that I was told that would probably be a good idea if I didn't drink, because it could induce vomiting. I didn't think anybody would enjoy that, so here I am, stone cold sober, casting this very entertaining race. Actually, the top 6 are, well, they're packs of 3. First, second, and third battling quite hard. 4th, 5th, and 6th right at each other's bumper as well. Things starting to spread out a little bit now as they come through turn 3. I haven't been paying attention again. That's not turn 3. I'll figure it out in a second where they're at. Yeah, they're in this turn 7 and 8 right now. Yeah, so they would have been in 4 and 5 at that point. My apologies. Yan San San really throwing that car into that corner, and we get another horrible, horrible angle as he's climbing up some really steep hill on this track that I had no idea there. As the Metronome's not giving him any room either, right on Yan San San's bumper. Probably saying go faster, as Flight makes the pass for first place on Cold Blue Steel. Demon Child pressuring from behind as they come in around through turn 16. Not sure who has the top end speed advantage on this. Looks like the Camaro actually does, as he's gaining on the bumper of that Porsche. Out to make the pass into turn 1, thinks better of it, tucks it back in behind. As that would be a really tough corner, I think, to make it stick at that speed in these cars. Good chance of screwing up your braking and ending up in the side of Flight's door if you pursued that. As they come down into turn 4, it's deceptive how in Forza anyway. I'm not sure about real life, but in Forza, that's quite a little bit of a hill that they actually climb there. Again, Forza's tracks aren't super accurate. They're just done by photos and I'm guessing vague measurements. I won't go on the iRacing rant at this point, but if any of you have not checked out iRacing at this point, certainly do. That they laser scan all their tracks and they're just phenomenal. End plug for iRacing. Hit me up for that sponsorship, collab. I'd like, or sponsorship. I'd like some free time out of that, but not going to happen. Anyway, I'll still pay for it. Still, the three of them not giving each other any room. Oh, Demon Child has now gotten past. Again, I'm going to apologize. I missed that as I was rambling on. Demon Child past Cold Blue Steel. Cold Blue Steel back in third. I'm quite sure he must have bobbled. Looks like Sierra's trying to make the pass on Cold Blue Steel now. Let's try and jump back to see that fight for third. Obviously the BMW does not have the top end, as that Camaro was coming into turn 16. Sierra was all over the back of Demon Child's car. Definitely see the, and again right back onto it, giving a little bit of a love rub there to the back of Cold Blue Steel's bumper. Definitely see the handling differences between this Camaro and this BMW as they round turn 4, heading down into turn 5. Currently lap 6 of 18. As the metronome is making a move on Yan San San. Let's see if we can go back to that, and has taken the place. Oh no, Yan San San's holding on to that position. They're fighting tooth and nail for that spot. Metronome has the outside and is climbing the hill and has gotten past Yan San San, I believe. I don't know why, but if you saw me right now, I'm kind of kinking my head to try and level that out so it looks level and not such an outrageous angle. Silly me. That must have been a rumble strip I heard. It sounded like contact, but I'm guessing just a rumble strip. As it looks like Sierra has now gotten past Cold Blue Steel. Or Demon Child has, sorry. What has happened to Sierra? He must have had an off. Way back in 9th. Too bad I missed that. And he has left the game. He must have had heavy damage or possibly lagged out. Some sort of lag issue, I'm not sure. That's unfortunate. As Yan San San still pressuring, wants his position back from the metronome. I believe... I don't think he's going to be able to get it back at this point. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that M3 has the better top end over that Z4 M Coupe. Metronome pushing a little wide, not even close to his apex in that corner. Better through there. We'll we'll just take a quick jump up, see what's happening with Flight up in first place. Demon Child not letting him away. You'll see the legs on this porch stretch out over not too bad on the top end. Demon Child's definitely losing a little bit of time to him, but not as much as I figured would happen. Very close on top end speeds. Now with that all-wheel drive, Demon Child should be able to catch up to Flight through these twisty sections. But Flight's definitely holding his own. I don't believe that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm wrong many, many times, but I don't believe that Porsche has all-wheel drive. We'll jump back to Terminator TJM. Oh, my screen just went blank there for a second. I about shit a brick. As Terminator climbs that massive hill to turn 10. Oh my goodness, I hate that camera angle. Lots of liberty with that curving. That's quite alright. Back up to the Metronome Yan San San battle as we start lap 9 of 18. As they round turn 2 into turn 3. Looks like they could be catching back up to Cold Blue Steel. Imagine that poor Camaro's having a really hard time getting through all these twisty sections, this inner part of really only 2 straightaways on this track. The start finish line, of course, and then turn 9 Kemp's into turn 10. There's a short one between turn 8 and 9, but again, you're not going to. I wouldn't consider that a passing zone, really, as you're having a hard time getting through 7 and 8, getting the power down to the ground, and unless the person bobbles in front of you. Back up front with Flight and Demon Child. Demon Child's throwing that Subaru through the corners as they come around turn 16 once again. Extreme camera angle. Whoa. And we get to see Flight. If he wasn't wearing a visor, I'm quite sure we'd see the expression on his face with some of these camera angles. The intensity as he focuses on his task at hand. Dun. You'll be able to see those big old sideburns. Surprised that's something they haven't added to this game since Forza's owned, or Turn 10 is owned by Microsoft. You know, inclusion of the avatar faces and the under the helmets. I suppose it would be just a whole lot of polygons wasted, much more processing time. Maybe when the new Xbox comes out, who knows? Who knows what they have planned? Maybe they'll make just a complete drift game, who knows? End rant. As they come back into turn 10 once again. That's a nice shot of the infield. It seems that Demon Child's able to get onto Flight's bumper by this point, but then we hit in around turn 16, which is pretty much flat out. I'm not quite sure. Most cars, it's a flat out, and he just loses all the time he's gained through the rest of the track right here. We'll go back to the metronome, see what kind of progress Yan San San and he are making on Cold Blue Steel. Looks like the metronome has put some distance on Yan San San and is very slowly gaining on Cold Blue Steel. Unfortunately, I do believe next week I will not be able to have a drink either. I have to be on this stupid medication for 10 days. Sigh. As we come in through turn 7 and 8, that uphill into turn 9. It looks like Slip Rock is gaming on Terminator. In his Down syndrome awareness, Mustang. Oh, Terminator taking that turn 10 really wide, really wide. Must have missed his braking point. As they round turns 12 into turn 13. You really got to get this turn 13 right too, just to set yourself up properly for 14 and 15, because it just seems like you're turning through that whole section from 12, 13, 14, 15. You're just constantly turning one way or the other, and the car's probably pushing. You're just pushing those tires to directions they don't really want to go. As they cross the start-finish line to start turn lap 12. Hendrick back in 8th. Liberal use of the track there. I like the helmet on his avatar, that's pretty sharp. Not sure what that game's from, or what that game, yeah, what game that helmet's from, that avatar, but pretty cool, I like it. Sleprock still gaining on Terminator. Go back up front, see how the battle for first is going with our flight still in the lead at this point. Demon Child on his bumper again. Not gonna, running out of room to make the move there again, as he's just being outpowered on this front straightaway. Our leader, Flight 602, we'll just we'll go through the field at this point since not a whole lot's going on. Currently in first, Flight 602, followed by Demon Child 147. Third is Cold Blue Steel 49. Fourth, the Metronome. Fifth, the Ansan San. Sixth, Terminator TJM. 7th, Schleprock. 8th, Hendrix. And I guess we've lost 2 people. If we had 10. I'm not sure what's going on. Who else did we lose? Huh. Let's, I'm gonna have to start writing who's in the race down, I think. It failed again. Again, if anybody is interested in this series, head on over to simracingnation.com. That's it down in the bottom here. Head on over to the forums, sign up. Great, you got a great little community of people, very friendly there. Oh, big hit. Demon Child onto Flight. Not sure if that was just lag or if Flight got a bad run off there and Demon Child hadn't realized. Hopefully their cars are okay and can continue this battle. Demon Child once again applying pressure once he gets back into these twisty bits as they ran turn 3. I see in the background there as well that the Metronome has closed even more on Cold Blue Steel. That could turn into a battle very shortly, a very good battle. For now, we'll stick with Demon Child and Flight as they battle for first position. Flight's desperately holding on to this position. I don't believe he's won a race yet this season. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. You can see the damage, both of his rear taillights missing there. I don't know if Demon Child's going to be able to make a move into turn 13 or not. 14 and 15 would not be the place to do it, I don't think, personally. I think Flight got a little loose there. That's possibly what happened last lap. As Demon Child looking up on the inside, but again just runs out of top end, unfortunately. Staying a little closer though on this time. I don't think Flight got a good run off turn 16. Back end just kicked out a little bit, and you lose so much momentum. Looks like Metronome. I saw a peek of him getting back there, and looks like he fell back a little bit further from Cold Blue Steel. Demon Child looking on the inside. Or is that the outside, I guess? pressuring into turn 5. Looking on the inside again. Makes the pass. Can he stick with it? Yes, he makes the pass. Flight has to give that spot up. Now, if Flight can hold on to the back of Demon Child here, he should be able to make a good run off turn 16 and possibly get back past him on the start-finish line. Depends as well what kind of aero damage he has in-game, because that obviously affects top end of the speed of the car. So he may not have the top end speed anymore. Not quite sure. If that were the case, I think they'd both be sort of in similar positions, because they've been both bumping each other. Pretty tidy line for Flight through there. A little slow, I think. Not the most optimal. And he's starting to fall back at this point. Back to Yan San San in 5th. According to the chart, he's got a little bit of gearbox damage. That helmet must be from dirt. Aha, stating the obvious. Looks like he's gaining on the metronome now. Not sure if Metronome's had a couple of bad laps, or if Yan San San's had a couple of good laps. Go either way, obviously. We'll go on board here with Cold Blue Steel from his bumper cam. Sorry about that. Trying to use the thumbstick here in the game camera view. It's a little wacky. Jumps around a lot like that. It's not bad though. Can't remember who mentioned it after last race, because there's a lot of bad camera angles that they suggested that I try using the thumbstick to make my own. A little sensitive, and weird wacky things can go on like that. Whoa! We'll go back to the replay view, I think. Easier for me that way. I can sit back and just focus on trying to figure out who's doing what and where. Flight still trying to gain back up on Demon Child after losing that position to him. as we start our 18th and final lap here at the SRN Grand Sport World Tour. As they come around turn 3, I think Flight, unless Demon Child makes some sort of mistake, I think Flight is going to run out of room. Very good performance from Demon Child after having a shaky start, starting on pole and then losing several spots right off the bat. So it's good to see he's regained his composure and is able to put together a solid drive. Obviously not going to count this chicken before it hatches, but at the moment he's got this locked up. Unless he misses a braking point, goes off track, something of the sort. As we head down into turn 10 for the final time, hard onto the brakes, touch the apex, power out to the track out. Into turn 12. Turn 12 just seems to go on forever on this track. You just like want to get on power, want to get on power, you want to get on the power, and then finally you're able to. And if you get on it too early, you just push right out. As we come down into turn 16, heading for the start finish line, Demon Child 147 with the win. Congratulations to him, followed by our Flight 602, third Cold Blue Steel 49, and fourth the Metronome, Yan San San in fifth, Terminator TJM in sixth. Let's see where he is on track as he is drifting around turn 16 and across the start finish line and into the wall. Sleprock in 7th and narrowly misses the Terminator, and Hendrick in 8th as he comes around turn 16 and then across the start finish line to finish off this race. Thanks again for everybody for showing up, watching this broadcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like button or don't. It really doesn't matter to me. I'm not making any money off this. So again, thanks again. We'll see everyone next week, I believe. I think it's possibly the week after that there might be a break, or I think it goes all the way through. Anyway, I will confirm that, or you can check out the schedule at simracingnation.com. Thanks again for viewing.